Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Steppa the Flatbush Don TV, where we don't glorify the streets, but instead we learn from them. The wise learn from the mistakes of others. The fools make the same mistakes over and over again, expecting a different result. We all make bad choices, but the greatest among us use the lessons learned to help others avoid the pitfalls of the street, death style, where money, gold, opiates, diamonds become God. I am Steppa, your host. Peace, love, development, and unity is our code. Without these four pillars, we're lost. Today's topic is, but before I get to that, I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers. All your comments is well respected and taken in. Nobody knows everything, but together, collective mind, we're ahead of the game. We learn from each other. Mind sharpen mind. So now, to my new subscribers, respect, salute. Welcome aboard the channel. Like I said, mind sharpen mind. Input is important to me. And together, we'll learn more and grow. And hopefully, together, we'll grow the channel to what it can be. Now, this topic today is one that's well anticipated. This topic has to deal with those who worship vanity, have no love for humanity. Will fade away. Have no love for humanity, and you put materialistic things before human life. You're playing a losing game. When you play that losing game, all those who's involved suffer. Today's story is the notorious Tony Tuff, straight out of Brooklyn, Flatbush. On May 18th, 1985, on the corner of Lott Street and Tilden, Tony Tuff observed two people that owed him money. Pulled over the car, got out, and approached two individuals. The two individuals is Michael McLean and Junior Nugent. Tony Tuff approached the men and inquired, "Where is my stuff? Where are my things?" Michael McLean denied knowledge. He played lost, like he didn't know what was going on. He didn't have nothing to do with nothing. 10 feet away from him was Nugent, Junior Nugent, who Michael McLean sent Tony Tuff to go deal with. Now see, he done got the heat off himself, playing lost, but he put the heat on somebody else. So now Tony Tuff steps to Junior Nugent. "Where my things? Where's my stuff at?" when Nugent tried to play lost, Tony Tuff wasn't having it. So what he did? Come off on Nugent, aimed at his chest, brandished a weapon, aimed it at Nugent's chest, and demanded he hand over his weed or the money. Nugent went in his pocket, peeled off 150, and handed it to Tuff. Tuff looked at the money, looked at Nugent, took one step back. Let off one in Nugent's leg. Now the bullet went through one leg and lodged in the other thigh. Junior Nugent needed surgery to repair his veins and his arteries. Now that happened on May 18th, 1985. On July 3rd, 1985, at approximately 6:10 a.m., Emmett Trim was walking his dog on East 35th Street in Brooklyn when he noticed a man staggering down the road. Not only was the man staggering, but he was bloody. His head was bleeding, his face was bleeding. So now this good Samaritan, Edmund Trim, get the man, help him, take the man by his house and sit him down in his garden while he go call an ambulance. When he came back out from calling the ambulance, the man wasn't there. The man was down the block on Farragut Road and East 35th Street, where the police was already on the scene. When the police asked the man to identify himself, now this man was slumped over a car, bloody, disorientated, bleeding from his nose and his face and his head covered with blood. The police wanted to know who this man was. So this man identified himself as Conrad Talunge. The police asked him, what happened? Conrad replied that he was shot. Police looked on disbelief because he didn't really see any bullet holes. But while he examined Conrad, a bullet popped out and dropped on the hood of the car. Bling! Rolled down the hood. When the officer asked, do you know who shot you? Conrad responded, Tuff, Tuff. Now Conrad was shot in the face and the right side of his nose. And one behind the ear. And another one in his left forearm. The headshot that Conrad received caused blood clots, brain damage, and temporary amnesia. At 9:50 a.m., July 3rd, 1985, same day, a few hours later, the cops received a call proceed at 3206 Snyder Avenue in Brooklyn. When the cops came in the first floor apartment, they could see that there were signs of violence in the apartment. Then they noticed a pool of blood by the back door, by the back bedroom door. When the police opened the door, they were shocked. I mean, there were people that was used to violence and seeing violence and the results of violence, but what they saw shocked them. When the police opened the door to the back bedroom, the first person they saw was Rohan to lunch. Conrad's brother was bound and gagged, laying face down on the bed with 2 shots in the head. It was his blood that leaked out the bedroom underneath the door that the police saw when they first entered the living room. Lance was next. He was found face down near a dresser on the floor, shot 6 times, 3 in the head, 1 to the right side of the belly, 1 to the arm, and 1 that grazed his hand. You know, he was rumbling, he was trying to fight. But he wasn't successful. Paul Talunch, who was Conrad's cousin, he was staying at the apartment with him, was face up and tied up, shot in the forehead. So he saw it coming. He saw it coming. It was gruesome. It was gruesome. In 1986, following a trial in New York State Supreme Court, Anthony Brown, aka Tony Tuff, was convicted. 3 counts of second-degree murder, assault in the first degree, robbery in the first degree. Tony Tuff was one of the individuals who robbed and shot Junior Nugent in 1995, attempted to murder Conrad Talunch on or about July 3rd, 1985, and carried out the execution-style murders of Lance Talunch, Paul Talunch, and Rohan Talunch on or around July 3rd, 1985. Both Nugent and Conrad testified that Tuff was the person who had shot them. On January 15th, 1987, Anthony Brown, aka Tony Tuff, received 88 years and a third to life. They had said during the trial, it came out that Lance had came home from work and told Conrad that Tony Tuff wanted his things. Now, during the trial, We have various witnesses because one of Tony Tuff's defense was that Conrad, his brothers, and his cousins was involved in the drug trade, and that they was making trips to Florida, which Conrad admitted, and somehow they must have did a robbery, and that the fallout from the robbery is that the person that got robbed in Florida sent some hitmen down to take out Conrad and his brothers. The case is there for you to read. It's public knowledge. Brown versus McGinnis, 62 Federal Sup 2D 855. Now, as I said before, when you're playing a game with people that don't play games, your life could be forfeited very easily. It was obvious that Tony Tuff wasn't playing any games. The first time he stepped to the corner, and Nugent played, lost, even though he came up with that 150, which was nothing. Tony believed he got violated. They violated. So it wasn't about the money anymore. It was about the principle and what he did. No! He put one in dude's leg just to show him this is about principle. It's not about money. This is about principle. You violated. When you violate Tony Tuff, you pay the price. Now, during the trial, it came out that Tony Tuff and 3 of his co-defendants kidnapped Conrad in front of his house, put him in a car, drove him around, came back, must have used his keys to enter the apartment or whatever, did what they had to do. They didn't take no money, no drugs, or no guns, and rolled out. This is not what I'm saying. This is what the evidence is saying. This is what happened at trial. This is what the trial was. This is the information during trial that came up. Read it for yourself. Somebody besides the witness that seen them come out the apartment said the individual went in there, came out with pockets full of money. Talk about them dudes in there is dead, but they didn't take no money, they didn't take anything. What sank Tony Tuff was that their eyewitness that seen them when they kidnapped Conrad, seen them go into the apartment and come out minutes later. And the person that went into the apartment and came out with money tied in, everything collaborated. So the evidence was overwhelming. Conrad was suffering from amnesia, which could have gave Tony Tuff the edge. But when I seen him in HDM, he told me he gave back, I think it was 44 years. I think he was down to 44 years, so he had given back some time. So a lot of evidence was probably suppressed. I think one of his co-defendants out of the three was exonerated totally. Now, I used to go to school with Rohan, Conrad, and Lance. Right there in Brooklyn, when we were younger. I used to go by their house. I knew their moms, everything. So when I came out the penitentiary from catching that gun beef at the dance, when the police rubbed me down and took a 357 out my waist, I was walking down Flatbush one day, and I seen Conrad ahead of me. So I Jimmy Screeches behind Conrad, jammed him in the back and said, "Yo, you dead?" No. Conrad looked like, he turned to me and looked like he was about to faint. But this was a game that we used to play coming up on Tennis Court and 31st. We always used to creep up on each other and try to catch each other slipping. It was a harmless game, but at that time, I didn't know what happened. I didn't know that his brothers were dead. He escaped death miraculously. Now, I'm not here to judge who was right and who was wrong. But like I said, when you're playing with that drug game, anything can happen. When you're in the game, certain people don't play no games. You violate, it's very easy that you can pay with your life. Which is the case here. Rumor had it. I'm not going to say who said what. This rumor had it at the time that Conrad's brothers had some guns, Tuff. When he asked them for the guns, they played lost. Tuff wanted to know where his things were. Where my things there? When they played laws, I guess that infuriated him. And he felt that he had to turn it up so that his name and his reputation would be intact amongst his peers, his brethren, and in the street, where people survive and exist in the street by the strength of their reputation, especially in the game. And the funny thing with that is, when you start taking lives because of money and material things, there's no stopping. You got to keep on killing. So with each body, you're burying yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I didn't say Tony Tuff took these lives. A judge in the Supreme Court in New York did. All I'm saying is, whenever you take human life in exchange for reputation or materialistic things that can be replaced, two wrongs will never make a right. Two wrongs will never make a right. This is your brother, Steppa. Respect and manners every time. Love each other. Put on the gun. And exercise that one love. It's easy to pull that trigger. But it's hard to sit at a table and reason and work out your differences. That's when you show that you're a real man. Anybody could pull the trigger. It's easy. That's the first thing we think about. Wheel out. Take a life. Slap down something. That's the first thing we think about. When it's supposed to be the last thing we think about. When you can't reach no more and to get to that point, then it's time for war. But try to reason first. And if the reasoning don't work, get a third party involved and try to reason some more. At the end of the day, we're just killing each other. Black bodies stacking up. That's all we're doing. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Look at that. 3 young dudes lost their life. Life slap away. Like nothing. For what? Whatever it was could have been replaced. I'm pretty sure if Tuff could have done it over again, you'd have chose differently. For that, I'm sure. If you like this content, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Let's build a channel. Peace, love.